Many autistics like me are AuDHD, which stands for Autistic and ADHD. October is ADHD Awareness Month, and is a great time to talk with someone who is both. Tyler Hackner is a student at Minnesota Independence College and Community who is autistic and ADHD. Tyler will tell you what discovering his neurodivergence was like. Tyler will talk about how MICC helped him to develop his sense of self-awareness. Welcome to the episode AuDHD Strengths and Challenges on today's Autistic Moment.
Forever, so let yourself shine. Every time you feel you're down on yourself, look inside, you'll find you got what it takes. Yeah, I can tell you can make it, you can reach the top. Here's your chance, just take it. The ones to
Today is your day on today's Autistic Moment, a podcast for autistic adults by an autistic adult, where autistic adults are distinguished by using our voices and special qualities to inform and celebrate neurodiversity. Leave the stress of the dominant neurotypical culture behind for a while and be proud of who you are. This first segment of today's Autistic Moment is sponsored by the Autism Society of Minnesota, known as AWESOME throughout Minnesota's autism community. As Minnesota's first autism resource for more than 50 years, AWESOME serves the whole state, the whole spectrum for the whole life. Visit AWESOME at ausm.org. The Autism Society of Minnesota needs your help. Funding cuts threaten vital programs, but together we can rebuild. Make your donation to AWESOME on Give to the Max Day on November 20th, where all contributions are doubled. Go to givemn.org/GTMD to make your double impact for AWESOME's programs. Please visit todaysautisticmoment.com, where you can listen to more than 100 shows, get transcripts, program updates, and read the guest bios pages. You can also visit the Adult Autism Resources links page. Please visit the Future Shows page to read the titles, guests, and descriptions of all the shows in 2025. The transcripts are sponsored by Minnesota Independence College and Community. There is a link provided to get access to a document form of the transcript without the purple-colored background so that you can print it without using up the ink on your printer. The written document has a font that is accessible for dyslexics. There are additional transcripts available in Spanish, German, French, and Chinese Simplified. Please follow Today's Autistic Moment on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky. If you follow Today's Autistic Moment on Instagram, please follow us on Threads. Join Today's Autistic Moment community group page on Facebook for conversations and updates. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Today's Autistic Moment to watch Autistic Voices Roundtable discussions. In late August, Carol Jean Whittington and I talked with Lisa Morgan about strength-based self-care in a medical deficit culture. Lisa mentioned that she was part of a team that were working on creating a resource. I am happy to inform you that that resource is now available. Go to the Adult Autism Resources links page on todaysautisticmoment.com. Scroll down and click on Autistic LGBTQ Individuals in Crisis. The title is all in caps. It is a resource for providers by the Autism and Suicide Prevention Work Group. The resource includes an overview of suicidality in the autistic LGBTQ+ population, how to support autistic LGBTQ in active and passive ideation. It has common terms, myths, and experiences of autistic LGBTQ people. It also lists organizations, web addresses, and phone numbers for autistic LGBTQ+ people to find support in crisis situations. Add this resource to your library. Read it and keep it handy. After this first commercial break, Tyler Hackner will join me to talk about AuDHD strengths and challenges. Today's Autistic Moment can be downloaded and heard on most podcast apps, including Apple, Google Play, Breaker, Castbox, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser. If you are looking for the transcripts, go to todaysautisticmoment.com, click on the episode you want to listen to, and follow the directions to find the transcripts. Thank you for listening to today's Autistic Moment.
Looking Forward Life Coaching is a Twin Cities-based nonprofit that provides mentorship and coaching for individuals, couples, and families, either face-to-face or virtually. Some areas that Looking Forward Life Coaching can provide services are organizational skills, time management, employment coaching, relationship coaching, and many more. Our coaches are trained in person-centered approaches, and we can provide person-centered plans with obtainable goals. We accept all waivers from the state of Minnesota, with the exception of elderly. We also have reduced rates and scholarships for private pay. If you would like more information or schedule a free meet and greet, visit our website at www.lookingforwardlc.org or call us at 612-504-7414. Looking Forward Life Coaching helps change stumbling blocks of life into stepping stones towards success.
Show your support for Looking Forward Life Coaching on November 20th for Give to the Max Day. All donations on Give to the Max Day are doubled to support Minnesota nonprofits. Go to givemn.org/GTMD to make your contribution. Autistic adults aren't getting the support we need. It affects our health, our income, financial stability, and our ability to live independently. ITI Assistive Technologies is changing that. This autistic-led team has created Decide, with tools built for neurodivergent minds. One lets users quickly pick from custom lists based on their energy level. The other guides them through big decisions using simple agree-disagree statements that match their values. Visit itiassist.com/decide for more information about downloading the app to get all features for just $5 a month. Tyler Hackner, welcome to today's Autistic Moment. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our audience. So, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Or thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, October, of course, is ADHD Awareness Month. And so we are going to talk about autistic and ADHD and our strengths and challenges. And I'm grateful to you and to Minnesota Independence College and Community for their participation in this conversation today. So, Tyler, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself and also to tell us about what being autistic and ADHD means for you so that we can build our conversation for this topic today.
Absolutely. I'm Tyler Hackner. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently at MICC, and I have a lot of interests, a lot of things that kind of make me unique and make me like who I am. I'm very interested in the arts, very interested in current events and world affairs, and trying to like make the world a better place or make it more to what I would want it to be. I'm very passionate about being creative and being in creative spaces as well. Maybe that contributes to my autism. But yeah, I do see it as more of a strength. than anything. I know it's long been stigmatized as a weakness, but I do think my uniqueness or unique ways of delving from interest to interest or delving into like many different things allows me to just talk about anything or almost anything anyway. Because there are plenty of things that I don't know. But yeah.
What was it like for you to discover that you were autistic and ADHD?
Um, to be honest, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like a shock. I just but it was something that it took a little time for me to just to accept, mainly because it has been long seen as a stigma or long been seen as like a bad thing, or at least something that's a negative or seen as weird. I'm doing air quotes. Uh, yeah, it's long been seen as weird and just not very, I guess, I don't know, what's the word, fashionable or something like that. I don't know, just in, like or normal, um, that sort of thing. So it took me a little time to really accept that that's who I really was. But once I did, I just, I guess, embraced it, or at least I used it as like a positive to like help me like express myself.
What do you feel are the positives of being both autistic and ADHD? And how has that affected your how has that affected your understanding of yourself and both your abilities and your character?
Well, I see it as a positive in that I'm not like everybody else. Um, and I'm not the type of person who is like is just boxed into one thing or boxed into just one kind of archetype or stereotype of somebody or whatever you think somebody is. Like you don't always have to be that, and that's what I've learned. Like whatever you expect somebody else to be, or whatever you expect yourself to be, you don't always have to be that. You can create your own expectations of what you want to be and how you want to go about life and come across to people, and that it's good to be unique. It's good to be your own person. Have an identity.
Well, I know for myself that I knew about the ADHD before I knew I was autistic. And over the years that I've learned to accept that and also not to see it as a deficit, but actually as as what makes me who I am. I know that for
Right.
me, going through that process has helped me to gain a lot of self-confidence. It's allowed me to learn who my community really is. It's helped me to not to run from it, but to embrace it and to let it be what energizes me, what makes me enjoy my life, what, in spite of stigma and in spite of, the things that are being said these days, that, the fact that I'm AuDHD helps me to appreciate my life in all the ways that it makes me who I am. Would you say that's the same kind of thing for you?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. There have been times in the past where I've struggled to find my footing or struggled to find a group of people that I'm necessarily close to because they may not embrace all of my eccentricities or my quirks or my interests or whatever, what have you. Um, but once I found that group, or once I found a group of people that could do that, or that were of similar kind of background and circumstance or any of that to me, I felt validated.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had people that I could connect with. I know that I knew, and I still know that there's challenges that I'm facing. I know that there's things that get me like distracted, or make me feel like, this is something that I need to work on. But I'm working through it right now, and I have people in my corner that understand that, and they sympathize and they understand, and they help me through it.
Yeah. And Minnesota Independence College and Community is a school that allows you to invest in the best of who you are. And how has that shaped your self-perception and your confidence and your drive to really thrive?
Well, I'd say the school but just by virtue of the fact that it has a lot of people that are similar to me, and that it has people who understand me and understand what I'm about, and what I'm not just what my challenges are, but what my strengths are, and they help me to understand all of myself. That is. And to help me understand like how well-rounded all of us are as people. I think that's a very gratifying thing. I think the fact that they're helping us to learn to like take care of ourselves as we grow into adulthood, as we grow into being on our own, and being by ourselves and with ourselves, and understanding how to exist and function in the world as ourselves. I think that's very again, I keep saying this word, but very validating, very important, because if we don't have those tools, if we don't have the people around us encouraging us, we wouldn't really have anything. And I think having those people around us helps to guide us to just go off into the world and be ourselves, and understand ourselves, and just advocate for ourselves, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It helps you to gain a sense of what your values are and how you're going to invest in those values. Does that sound
Absolutely.
accurate?
And oh, sorry. Well, and as someone who has deeply held values and was raised to have raised to have a lot of deeply held beliefs about things, or at least treat people the way that you want to be treated. I think that's very important for anyone to recognize. I mentioned in my opening statement that that I was very I mentioned in my opening statement that I was very into like current events and like world affairs, and like and trying to do like advocacy work and charity work and stuff like that. And that is something that I've taken to heart and taken with me to MICC campus, and applied it to my everyday life. I want to make sure like the values that I hold are reflected in what I do, and how I interact with people.
Those are great answers. Very good. After the next commercial break, Tyler will talk about his cultural identities, special interests, and how MICC is helping him with job placements. Support for today's Autistic Moment comes from Best Care Home Care Agency. Best Care offers PCA services, and your friend or family member could be your paid PCA. Best Care also offers homemaking, FMS services, and 2, 4, 5D services throughout the metro and greater Minnesota. Visit their website, bestcaremn.com, to learn more about their services.
MICC provides transformative education and training for autistic and neurodivergent adults to live independently, work purposefully, and thrive in community. With hands-on learning and caring guidance, MICC participants accomplish things they never imagined, from daily living tasks like taking public transportation or managing finances, to building and sustaining a career and lifelong friendships. Learn more about our inclusive community in Richfield, Minnesota at micc.org.
Support Minnesota Independence College and Community on Give to the Max Day on November 20th, when all donations will be doubled. Go to givemn.org/GTMD to make your contribution today. Are you looking for a space where you don't have to explain your autism to be seen, heard, or understood? We are the Autistic Peer Support Coaching Collective, the world's first autistic-led peer support coaching organization. In a world that pathologizes our differences, isolates us, and pushes toxic individualism, APSCC offers something radical: community, connection, and care. Our coaches are all autistic adults, trained professionals, supporting our fellow autistics with tools for advocacy, regulation, and everyday thriving. We know how hard it is right now. Stigma, burnout, misinformation, it's everywhere. But you don't have to face it alone. Peer support is not just helpful, it's necessary. Community is not a luxury, it's how we survive. Showing up in our full autistic selves with our stims, our sensitivities, and our joy is an act of resistance. In a world that tells us to hide or disappear, we choose to be visible together. You'll find one-on-one coaching, free support groups, educational workshops, and more, all rooted in the neurodiversity paradigm, built by autistics for autistics. Come be part of something real. Visit autisticcoaches.com. Make your impact by supporting today's Autistic Moment that is bringing intersectional autistic adults to you to share gifts, information, and solidarity. Through the work of today's Autistic Moment, autistic adults are finding each other to network and share resources that build community through lifelong friendships. Here are some ways you can support today's Autistic Moment. Make a one-time donation through the coffee icon when you tap on Support Today's Autistic Moment on todaysautisticmoment.com. Subscribe monthly via Patreon. Purchase items at Today's Autistic Moment's logo shop. Share today's Autistic Moment with your family, friends, coworkers, and others through social media and or by telling others about us. Donations are not tax deductible, but help keep today's Autistic Moment as a safe space. Thank you for supporting today's Autistic Moment. I want to move to my second question. And, you know, that autistics are engaged in the strengths and challenges of being autistic and ADHD. And, you represent a wide diversity as an individual, both
Right.
in being multiple neurodivergent and the other cultures that you represent. Maybe can you talk about how engaging Minnesota Independence College and community is in helping you be engaged in a sense of your abilities and how to meet your challenges and that kind of thing.
Well, I think having people with and being with people and meeting people with all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of cultures, all kinds of different interests, sometimes competing, sometimes melding together. I think that's helps me to recognize and be friends with a lot of people that I wouldn't normally have or wouldn't have thought of really connecting with. There are people that say like anime or like say like music like I do or like the arts in general. There's a lot of people who like just all kinds of things and are interested in all kinds of different cultures, different things to be engaged in. I will say as a I am also biracial as well, so like I I will say I don't really see that many I guess people of color or people in well like minority spaces or marginalized spaces and also like neurodivergent and
Mm,
autistic people being advocated for in the same way as maybe some of their white peers.
yes.
That's not like a knock on anybody. It's just I think
Yeah.
that is kind of the nature of the environment that I do that I find myself in. Uh, I do think my experience is unique in that I mean I grew up with like a white father and a white Jewish father and black mother, and I've learned to embrace both sides of my family, both cultures, and I do think that that also makes me unique in that um, beyond my autistic and neurodivergent like diagnosis, that sort of or ADHD diagnosis, it also kind of makes me unique in that I was born as someone that is like that has just different perspectives and varying perspectives on like on culture and on things that not many people have, and I think MICC embraces that even if even if it's I guess I guess not as uh,
Take your time.
yeah, sorry, even if it's like not as known um, as other groups.
Tell us about the arts that you are so interested in. That has me intrigued.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my parents grew up with a lot of music around the house. My mom played acoustic guitar in college, and then she gave it up. But but she was interested in doing that for a bit. I was raised with parents who listened to a lot of music growing up, and they played it a lot around the house. And I've took that and did things like going to like music centers and music therapy and that sort of thing. And I even joined a band. MICC has its own rock band that I'm a part of as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's very fun. And I think I I think my interest in the arts just allows me to express myself in ways that I otherwise wouldn't have if I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
um, I think uh, I think that's what makes me unique.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
sorry for meandering.
yeah. Yeah. It's the joy of being neurodivergent in that the things that we enjoy as our special interests, we enjoy them in a way that really only neurodivergent people can, because whenever we take an interest in something, we really put our whole heart, our whole person into that interest. And that's
Absolutely,
what makes us,
you focus in on it. Uh, you make it who you are as fundamentally. I think that's important. If you're really gonna delve into something, if you're really gonna be interested in something, might as well just go full throttle in it.
let's talk a little bit about interdependence, which is an important part of leadership, in the sense that, autistic ADHD and the environments that we're in, we're kind of interdependent on all of these things. Can you talk about some examples of how you have been learning interdependence?
Well, I've been learning how to like just advocate for myself and not just um, have other people decide for me what I'm supposed to be doing, or have other people make choices for me. As I grow older, or as I grow into myself as an adult, I know that I'm going to have to make choices myself, and I have to talk with people that I haven't really talked to before. I haven't, um, or like I have to, just be with people that I wouldn't usually be with. I have to make choices myself, and be firm in it, and just stick with something. If even if something gets hard, I know I have to just power through it, and just be myself while I'm doing it.
Can you think of one incident that you had to learn how to advocate for yourself about, and maybe how you learned some interdependence through doing so?
I would say even like right now, like when it comes to like job hunting, and when it comes to doing things for like finding a job, and finding avenues beyond MICC that they're helping us with. I th- I that There are times where I've had to advocate for myself in that I didn't know where I would necessarily be. I didn't think I didn't even think I would be at MICC at some point, and I didn't think I would be sticking with it for as long as I did. And so now it's just, where do I go from here? And that has been a challenge as of late.
Yeah.
We're working through it, and we have people in our corner, all of us as students, uh, willing to help us through it. I would say, I would also say, like, I do have some kind of anger management issues that I have been working through. Um, I didn't say this in my initial statement, but there are times where like I think about, like, oh, is this really worth getting upset over, or is this really worth like really talking about, like, in like a bad way? Like, sometimes you just gotta deal with things as they come and work through it in a way that's helpful and not destructive. Because there are times where I have flown off the handle, but I'm not gonna let it like get me down, that sort of thing, or not let it consume your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important.
I
Yeah.
hope these answers make sense in the way.
They do. Yep, they do. I mean, sometimes I know for myself that there are things that may occur that may affect me, but I've learned over time that I just can't invest that much energy into whatever that thing may be, because it's just going to drain me of any sense of, what do I want to call it, fulfillment, or just rob me of my feeling of my self-worth or anything like that. So there are moments when we have to kind of look at something and say, do I really have the energy, or do I really want to invest my energy in that? And many times the answer is no. It's just not worth my time. And the best thing for me to do is to invest myself in things that build me up and help me to feel like I'm part of something bigger than whatever that thing is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Good.
it's always
No.
better. It's always better like getting invested in something that you actually care about, and something that you know is bigger than yourself.
Right. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot these days about the fact that, while there's all this negativity around us right now, that if I can spend that time in bringing forth the best of my autistic ADHD self, then that really shows just how absurd the stigma really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just people like everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Tyler, this has been a great conversation, and good for you for, taking the time of your life and to get as much as you can out of your experience and time at Minnesota Independence College and Community. I can personally say for myself that in my days of being in college and stuff like that, I wish I had had something like that in my day, because that sort of thing didn't really exist where I was living anyway. And so it's great to hear that younger generations now have a resource like this, that they can actually, work within and find tools that can be very helpful. So, Tyler, thank you for your time today, and we wish you well in all that you are working for and with, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having this conversation.
You're welcome. After this short and final commercial break, I will give some commentary about the news and events of the past year and look at what is coming up as we end the 5th season of today's Autistic Moment. Today's community bulletin board will follow.
Hello, autism community. My name is Lisa Morgan. I'm an autistic adult too, and I know firsthand what it feels like to be unintentionally harmed by well-meaning professionals when reaching out for help. My passion is to help autistic people find and use their own unique strengths to help themselves. Are you rule-based, a literal thinker, have a focused interest? Let's figure out together how to use the strengths of autism to find solutions. I offer life coaching for autistic adults and individualized workshops for professionals. To find out more, go to autismcrisissupport.com.
Throughout Season 5 of today's Autistic Moment, we have heard about navigating the future of multidimensional autistic leadership. The guests and I have defined autistic leadership as non-hierarchical and collaborative in nature. We have emphasized self-care through holistic wellness in ways that meet the needs of all bodies, while finding joy in our special interests. Autistic individuals have said that autistic adults are driven to achieve social justice through our intersectional identities. So why has the administration been buying into the myths that autism is caused by vaccines and acetaminophen? Why stress the notion that autism is some horrible nightmare that must be cured? I would suggest that their goal is to create and sustain a culture where leadership is defined by a hierarchical nature that is driven by a limited number of people who are wealthy, binary, and gain power by making the demand avoidance of autistic and neurodivergent intersectional communities look like we are some tragic accident. The purpose is to invalidate our voices and competence. Autistics are countercultural in accepting and fostering diversity with endless possibilities. I encourage all of you to continue to resist the systemic oppression in whatever way that works for you. We are making a difference. Our work for an inclusive society where being disabled is not bad or wrong is just another way of being. Now more than ever, autistic individuals must continue our resistance through our individual and collective advocacy through self-knowledge by living into who we are. On November 9th, Latoya Hinton will be my guest for the episode Autistic BIPOC Leadership. Latoya will discuss the intersectional identities and challenges faced by BIPOC individuals in the neurodivergent communities, including underdiagnosis and lack of mental health care. Latoya will highlight the importance of self-advocacy and self-validation. Latoya will share her personal journey of self-discovery, cultural identity, and leadership experiences such as leading a training workshop and UX research projects. Latoya will tell you about her studies in Native American linguistics and Cherokee language. On November 23rd, Dr. Scott Forsard will be my guest to talk about autistic advocacy through writing. Scott and I will talk about the two books he has published using the Socratic method to help people begin dialoguing about the different approaches to autistic advocacy. Scott will highlight the importance of writing as a tool for self-reflection and community engagement. We will explore the concept of multidimensional leadership, interdependence, and the need for authenticity in autistic advocacy. The conversation will underscore the significance of writing in documenting and driving social change. The final episode for 2025 will be on December 14th. Eric Garcia, the journalist and author of We're Not Broken, Changing the Autism Conversation, will be my guest for the episode, bringing closure for autistics in 2025. Our conversation will recap what 2025 has been for autistics and our intersectional communities. We will bring 2025 to a close by finding things to celebrate and find strength, and to find some happiness in the holiday season. Season 6 of today's Autistic Moment will begin on January 11th, using the theme Autistics Thriving, Not Just Surviving. I am still developing this theme, but want to show how autistics are thriving in a medical deficit culture. I will have more details to tell you about in the next couple months. If you enjoyed this episode today and want to hear the complete interview without the other segments, no ads, go to todaysautisticmoment.com and subscribe to the ad-free and complete interview plan. The subscription is only $12 a month or $144 for a year. You can find the full interviews without interruption from July through now and all episodes coming up. Today's Autistic Community Bulletin Board. All these events and many others not mentioned here with their links are available on todaysautisticmoment.com/bulletin board. The Adult Coffee Club for Autistic Adults in Minnesota are held on the second Tuesday of every month, weather permitting, at Dogwood Coffee, located at 2700 University Avenue West, Suite 100 in St. Paul, Minnesota. The zip code for your GPS is 55114. There will be no Adult Coffee Club on Tuesday, November 11th. The Adult Coffee Club will begin at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on December 9th, January 13th, February 10th, March 10th. Understanding Autism virtual classes will be offered by the Autism Society Minnesota. The next classes will be November 10th, 12 to 1 p.m., December 14th, 6 to 7 p.m., January 12th, 10 to 11 a.m. The Autistic Community Summit will be held on Saturday, November 8th, at Dakota County Technical College, located at 1300 145th Street East in Rosemount, Minnesota, 55068. Created and led by autistic people, the Autistic Community Summit is a day built for us, by us. The event will have group sessions in 2 tracks, advocacy and community. You are welcome to move between the tracks to create the experience that fits your needs best. Register today to attend the event, where we'll create a space that is neurodiversity affirming, community-centered, and full of possibilities. On December 4th, beginning at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be a workshop at the Autism Society of Minnesota entitled Eating Disorders and Autism, Understanding the Overlap and Supporting Recovery. Go to ausm.org to download the Fall Programs Guide with information about these and other social and recreational programs, educational events, counseling services, and support groups at the Autism Society of Minnesota. Min Neurodivergent is a social club rooted in a vision of bringing neurodivergent Minnesotans together to build meaningful connections. Its core principle is to foster an environment where all are treated with dignity and respect, regardless of ability or preferences. Go to their website, minneurodivergent.org, for more information, become a member, volunteer, and attend their events. Today's Autistic Moment is here because of the generosity of supporters and sponsors. Go to todaysautisticmoment.com and select Support Today's Autistic Moment to donate. If you have questions about today's Autistic Moment, please send an email to todaysautisticmoment@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to Today's Autistic Moment, a podcast for autistic adults by an autistic adult. May you have an autistically amazing day. All of the guests meet with me on Zoom to record the interviews. The interview transcripts are provided by Otter. The podcast is prepared and edited on WavePad Masters Edition by NCH Software. The podcast is published by Spotify for Podcasters. The music that you hear is licensed to Today's Autistic Moment by PremiumBeat.com.